I'll be showing 12 new features in Teams. This includes the return of saved messages and a new saved message view, threads, some great meeting improvements, and a whole lot more. So let's get started. The first new feature is that saved messages have returned and they're better than ever. Let's say, starting out, I'm in a channel here, and hey, here's a message. I want to go and hit the three-dot menu. I want to save this. I will choose Save This Message. And that adds a little flag here, and it says Saved by You. Others won't see it. And if I go up here, now you're going to see that message from Christy Klein is saved right here. And if I click on it, it pulls up the entire place where that message was saved. So here I can go and say, oh, okay, that's where that message was. So really easy to do that. And if I want to unsave a message, I can hit that three-dot menu and say unsave this message, and then it disappears from the list. Now, back over here, I can also go and just highlight a message and unsave it, hit the three-dot menu here and say unsave, and it disappears the flag and it disappears from the view. You can do the same thing in chat. I'll switch over to chat here, and I'm going to go down. Where are the TPS report prompts? I'll hit this. I will choose save this message. I get a nice little flag there, and in saved right here, it also appears. So now I can have my chats that are saved. If I'm back in Teams, I can have this saved. If you're using the unified view, it works in the same type of way. The second new feature is threads. This is a major update and it allows you to take existing channels or new channels and switch to a threaded view. Let's say I've got this channel here and there's a lot of different messages and they're in different times because depending on when people reply, it changes the order. I'm going to go to the three-dot menu on Digital Assets Web. I'm going to choose Edit Channel, and you can do this with existing channels. There's this new option, Threads. So for the layout, I'm going to choose a threaded layout, and we'll show what that looks like. So I'll hit Save, and it's going to update my channel quickly. Now I am in Threaded View, and if you want to learn how threads work, there's a little nice bar right here. I'm going to close that. Now you can see all those different messages. This has 2 replies, that has 1 reply. This one here has 4 replies, and they're all condensed. Now, if I click 4 replies, this opens up and I can read these different replies right here in that right-hand pane. And it says send to thread only. So if I want to reply in the thread, great work. We'll hit go. It's just going to put it into this thread. If I go and click on 2 replies right here, now this thread opens and I just see the 2 different replies to that initial one. I can hit the back button right here. It'll take me up to the high-level threads. What's also nice, just like you can save messages, you can follow threads to keep up to date on what's happening. So this thread right here, I'm going to hit the three-dot menu and say follow thread. Now this thread is followed. And if I go to the upper left, there's this followed thread. So I'll drill in here. And here are the different threads that I've been following. So this one here, I'll click and it takes me right to that thread that I was following. And if there's any updates, I can get notified and go check these things out. There's a read and an unread. Maybe this thread right here that I was following, okay, I'm done with that one. I'll just hit the three-dot menu and say unfollow thread, and it unfollows it. If I want to change this channel back to the regular view, the default view, I hit the three-dot menu. I'll go to Edit Channel, and we'll go back to Posts and hit Save. Now when I go here, it looks just like it did originally. If I create a brand new channel, say new channel here, you can choose to create threads in a new channel and set that up as a default with threads. So it's up to you, whichever way your team likes working. The third new feature is a set of improvements for external people that you add into your team. If I go to chat, I'm going to start a chat with Megan here, but I'm also going to invite this guy named Mike Tholfsen. So here we go. He's going to be a guest and I've added him into the chat. And you'll note that there's a little icon that says M. Tholfsen has been added as a guest in your organization. So you can add people outside of your organization directly by email. Now, when I start typing, you'll note that it says guest. So there's a nice little icon. I'll choose show formatting. Now you can do things like add a loop component. And now this external guest will have access to this loop component. It's going to send out a mail and invite this person as a guest into the team. So I'll put a voting table. Now I filled that out. Note that at the top of this message, it says you're sharing this content with an external audience. So it's really obvious when they're external people. The fourth new feature is that it's really easy to see when you have notifications in a different tenant. So in this case, I've joined into a different tenant. I've got an account in both tenants here. So Alex Wilbur in M365X613, etc. That is a different account that I've joined. And in the lower left, if I click, it says, hey, you've got an activity in other accounts. So if I want to switch and really quickly just go to unread chat messages, I click this and it pops it up. And very quickly I can say, oh, there's a little message over here in that other tenant. If I drop this down, you can see that that's a different tenant. If you want to switch to the entire tenant, I just click switch and very quickly it switches me right over here. I'm in that chat. I can see the exact message. One other nice thing is I can actually pin this. If I want to pin Contoso, that other tenant, now it's pinned. So I can easily see I've got a notification in Contoso. And if there are other things that show up for other accounts and orgs, that will show up here as well. If I want to unpin this, it's really easy. And there we go. The fifth new feature is the ability to easily search for messages that have attachments. So up here, I know there's some message from Megan Bowen out there. If I go to messages, okay, I'm going to view all the messages. Now I know there was an attachment on one of those. So what I can do now is go to more, and I'm going to say has an attachment. So messages from Megan that has an attachment. Aha, here it is. There's my design offsite PNG. It's an attachment. This makes it really easy to find those messages that have attachments. The sixth new feature is in Teams meetings. On the top, there's this controls button, and there's been a big layout update. And actually, I really like it. All of the options and controls, a lot of those are right under this menu now. So lock in the meeting, enable lobby, share screen, chat, people unmuting themselves, turning on their cameras. You can also go into view more options and get an even deeper dive. So there's all sorts of great meeting options here, all the things that you can set. But this has been reorganized more recently, and this is the new update. Everything lives under controls now. The seventh new feature is also in Teams meetings. And if you see zoomed in, there's a little microphone level. When I talk, it goes up and down, so you can actually see if your microphone is active, which has been a long time request. So it's a little microphone levels check right there. You can see it going up and down. The eighth new feature is the ability for meeting organizers to send chat messages to people who are outside waiting in the lobby. So you can blast a chat out to all those people waiting. So for large meetings, this is helpful. I'm going to open up this meeting here that I've set up as the organizer, and I'm going to join this and get it started. Now I'll switch over to Nestor, and he's going to be the person who tries to join the meeting, and he's going to be waiting in the lobby. So here's Nestor. He'll hit join and join now. And it says, hi, Nestor, someone will let you in shortly. We'll switch back to the meeting organizer. Now the meeting organizer gets this message that pops up, and you're going to see there's this new chat button next to it. I can click this, or I can just go click chat on the main menu here, but I'll click chat right here, and it's going to open up the chat pane, and there's this new lobby one waiting. So if there's a bunch of people waiting or one person waiting, it says in the bottom, messages you send are only visible to people currently in the lobby. They can view the messages but not reply. Hang tight, man, you are way too early, and I will hit send. So that message goes out to the lobby. Let's switch over to Nestor to see what it looks like on his side. Back on Nestor's side, oh, this new pane opens up. It says lobby. Hang tight, man, you're way too early. Oh, you're right, it is way too early. So you get the idea. And if you have a really big webinar, this is a great way to check this out. There's also a button here that says lobby chat. I can click that to open and close it. So this is a special new lobby chat that has appeared. The ninth new feature allows you to quickly add emojis just using your keyboard. So right here, I'm going to reply to this thread. And if you do colon and start typing an emoji, I'm going to say rocket, it immediately appears. And I do another colon and it turns it into an emoji. So hey, there's a rocket. I do the same thing. If I do colon, fire, colon, woo, fire emoji. So a super fast way to add emojis just with keyboards. The 10th new feature allows you to add multiple emojis to a single message. So great work on this one. You know what? There's going to be a heart on that, but I want to give it more. I'm going to give it a laughing. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to give it 100. So multiple emojis on a single message. It's a small one, but it's kind of fun. The 11th new feature isn't really a demo, but it's a big improvement to private channels in Teams. There's expanded limits to private channels now. It used to be that you could only have 30 private channels per team. Now it's 1,000. And it used to be only 250 members per private channel, which can be kind of limiting. Now it's up to 5,000. Also, you can now schedule meetings with private channels, and we've simplified compliance. Instead of at a user level, it is now at a group level. So all these major private channel improvements have rolled out, and now it's much more of a usable feature than it's been in the past. The 12th new feature is that Teams has a brand new icon. All of Office got new icons, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote. Teams also did. So in the upper left, you might have seen the little Teams icon. The other place you see it is when you boot Teams. So hey, there's that new Teams icon. When you're booting, you've probably seen that. And lastly, on the Windows taskbar, you might have seen there's an icon there as well that's updated. If you want to keep up with all the latest Microsoft updates and tips and tricks, subscribe to my channel and then just ring the bell so you get all the latest videos that I post.